right. A friend of mine, Rob Morgan, did a hilarious. He's a comedian and writer, and did a hilarious sketch about this moment when you're waiting for your guest to come on and you're just staring at your screen and typing your comment, and it's just like the most awkward. When you watch the start of any saved Instagram live video and all you can see is somebody's chin and the phone's really close to their face and it's shaking and it makes you feel car sick. It's hilarious. Funniest things are true. Yeah, so today's guest is I. He's an amazing musician. His voice is just insane. He's originally Canadian, and I was racking my brain trying to remember where we met. I'm pretty sure we met in Toronto in like 2015, probably, something like that. But we've crossed paths in a few cities over the years. And yeah, I'm a huge fan. His voice is insane. He's got so much soul, it's crazy. I think he's based in Canada at the moment. I'm pretty sure. We actually did a song together a few years ago in might be 2015, 2016, and yeah, we did a cover of "Knocking on Heaven's Door" by Bob Dylan, and I absolutely loved it. But it never surfaced. So, but hopefully we'll get to do that again at some point. It was really good, just acoustic. We sang separate verses and then we duetted on the chorus. It was wicked. So yeah, I'm trying to persuade him to do it again. Here he is. All right. Let's do it. Ooh. Oh. Why is that camera not working? Oh, I think I could hear you then. Can you hear me?
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't see you though.
I don't know. My camera was just showing, so I don't know why it's black right now.
Can you see me?
Yeah, definitely. It's weird.
Do
It's blocked off.
you want me to cut you off and try again?
Yeah, let me try to join again.
Cool. All right. Instagram, man. Instagram. Okay. Come on, come on. Oh, I isn't able to join. Instagram, why'd you make my life so difficult? Okay. Come on.
What the heck?
Oh no, what's going on?
I have no clue why it's doing that.
I
Is there like a feature on Instagram? Because I have never done live like this before, but I've obviously done live before. So I don't know. Is there like something you gotta allow on your end that allows my video to be seen or no?
No, man, it says it's loading. There's like a white wheel going around. Is that happening on your screen?
No, I just see black.
Damn. Okay, I tell you what we can try is if I close you off again, and then if you rejoin the Instagram live, and then there should a little pop-up should come up saying request to join,
Yeah.
and
Also,
then you ask me to join, and I'll accept it. Maybe that'll help.
okay, let me try that. All right. So
Hold
weird. All
on.
right. All right. Cool. Cool.
Anyone got any jokes while we're waiting? Oh man, Instagram. I need some elevator music. I need some royalty-free elevator music because I've been getting emails from Instagram because at the start of these live videos sometimes I play some music just while we're waiting. And I've been getting emails from Instagram saying that they're like, I'm playing music that's owned by somebody else. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a lawsuit, maybe there won't. So I is just checking out and checking back in again. If you're watching this back, I recommend fast forwarding. While we're waiting, shall I show you around a little bit? You've probably seen this before, but this is my kind of workspace. I don't know if you can hear the screeching kids next door. Here's some guitars. This is the one I use all the time. This is an Epiphone Dot. Ooh, here he is, here he is. Come on, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Go live with AI music. Come on, come on.
See, you know what's funny though? Okay, so when it loaded up, when this time when I sent the request, it showed like my face in a circle and loaded up, and I could see my face, so my camera was working, right?
Right.
As soon as it came into the live, now it's just black, right? So
I have no idea, because you obviously don't have a private account, do you?
no, it's nothing like that. But yeah, so last time when you sent the request, it just sent me in and then the black screen. This time, when I sent the request, it showed a circle, like me inside of a circle. I could see my face moving like live, and it loaded up and then opened up this part, and now it's just black. So you've done this though, like before, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a setting where there's like.
Have you got another phone you can use?
Yeah, I do actually. Let me grab it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. How can I try that?
Okay, cool.
Here's another question. Have you done this with someone who is across this, like in a different continent?
Yeah.
Let me get the other phone and try that.
Cool. All right, man.
Cool.
Okay, so I is now going to try and change his phone. I don't know how much time we're going to get out of this chat. I hope it's a decent amount, because I would love you guys to get to know I, because he's awesome. So yeah, while we're waiting, see if I can flip my camera around. So this is, I get asked a lot what the electric guitar is that I use most of the time, and it is this. It's an Epiphone Dot, which is a little bit dirty at the moment. It's all stock. I haven't done anything to it, and I absolutely love it. I run it through this orange amp, just straight through with only a couple of pedals, just with a Boss reverb pedal, which is over here somewhere. Yeah, RV6. And I love it. I went to play a festival in the Isle of Man one year, and we came off the plane. I'd loosened the strings and everything as normal. Came off the plane, opened the case to check, and this headstock was snapped clean off, like completely clean off. But yeah, it was repaired. That was after the fact. I did that in rehearsal. But yeah, it was repaired by a guy in Cardiff. I would plug in, but I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But it was unbelievable, and it actually plays better than it did when I bought it. There's like steel rods in here holding it together, and some other bits of stuff. But yeah, this is a beast. It's been all over the shop and sounds better like post break, which is cool. Acoustic live, I normally play this. This is a Martin. This is fairly new, hence there's like nothing, no scratches or anything. I've had this for a while, though. DX180. for anyone who's interested. And most importantly, it smells great. It smells beautiful. The standard, again, there's like standard factory pickups on it. They sound pretty good. I tend to sometimes plug it in and mic it when we're playing live or recording, just to get that nice mix of sound. This was a gift to me. I really love this, actually, nylon string, and I recorded my song Calling on it. I haven't changed the strings since. It's so light and so small, it's kind of like something you can just kind of carry around, not worry about it too much. But yeah, that was a gift from a friend. This was my first ever guitar. This belonged to my mum. And I've been playing this loads recently. I don't know if you've been watching my live sessions, like my covers and stuff. I've been using this loads. This is a Sigma Martin, 1970 something. But that is probably the greatest guitar I own. Okay, I is back. Let's try and get him in. Third time lucky, my friend. Let's do this. Add. Come on. Come on. Oh, now I can't turn myself. Oh. It just says waiting for iMusic. If you're, if you can hear me, Right, it's not doing anything, so I'm going to invite you. Hang on. Right. Requests. Add. Oh, man. If you could drop out one more time, join one more time, and I'll invite you. Don't request to come in. I'll invite you, and if that doesn't work, we'll have to figure something else out. We'll have to do it another day, maybe. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. If you log out and log back in. Let's see if that works. Oh, technology. Yeah. If you wanted to try a live on you, but then it would be on your account. So I don't know if you want to do that. Okay.
There you go.
Oh my God, we did it.
So good. All right, man. What's up?
Yes. I'm so stoked to see you.
What a mess. I couldn't tell you why that was happening, so we figured it out. Though.
No worries. Tech, isn't it? It does my.
This is the phone. This is the phone I was using. It's a Huawei. Oh, why you do this? I have my thing on a gimbal. Such a fucking.
That's an absolute shout.
All right, there you go.
I don't know. We can make the most of this time. It's all good. We probably got just under 40 minutes.
Sure, that's great.
Yeah.
So this is the phone I was using. It's a Huawei P20 Pro. It's not really great compatibility with Instagram.
Okay.
Can you hear me fine? Is my voice fine?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay. Yeah, it's not really the most compatible with Instagram for sure. Even when I've done live concerts on it, it creates this weird. Anyways, I don't know if that was on my end thing. I don't know if it was just like a connection thing. It seemed like more of a connection delay.
Yeah. It seems
So
okay now, though.
yeah. So that's great.
How have you been? How's your week been so far?
It's been good. I've been doing working on a songwriting workshop. Doing like so since Monday. I've been doing like mentorship for like upcoming songwriters. So they kind of play me their songs, and I give them some feedback and some my input on how to improve their song. And yeah, so that's been kind of my week. So after this, I'm going to do another session. So it's like midday till the evening, till the afternoon.
What's that through? Is it like through a scheme or through a group or something?
It's called Songworks, I believe. So I shouldn't laugh. It's called Songworks, I'm pretty sure. It's like a songwriting camp they do in Toronto, and they've been doing it for a while now. And they asked me to just, since it's online now, so it's called Song Studio, not Songworks.
Cool.
Song Studio. But I think Songworks is like the name of it, the Song Studio, Songworks. But yeah, it's called Song Studio. And they asked me to be a part of it just to do, like, there's a bunch of people who sign up to do, like, a whole songwriting camp and stuff, and they just kind of learn the basics of songwriting or bring their songs or have, like, people in the industry just come in and talk about songwriting, really, you know what I mean? So when I started in music, I did a few of those kind of things, those workshops and stuff.
Yeah.
I've
done a couple of songwriting camps. Oh, one I think, but it was awesome, man. Just like being with a bunch of like-minded people, and I think we were super lucky the one I did. It was in Nashville, and we all just got along so well, and the songs that came out of it were great. We were so productive. It was like you'd write a song between 9 and 11 in the morning. Then you go to the studio from 12 till 1, record it, and then every day you'd have a song at the end of the day. It was great.
So this one is more like people they've already written their own songs, and they want, so those are like songs that are ready to go. Like you know what I mean? You write a song, and usually that song is ready to go for an artist or for yourself. These are people who've written their own songs, and they may be at different stages of their career, and they're trying to learn more about how to write music as opposed to like finishing a produced complete song, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then maybe after some of them will collab with each other or whatever. So I'm more like a teacher, mentor for them, you know, as opposed to a co-writer.
Sure.
So that's kind of been what I've been doing the past couple of days. It has its own artificial intelligence. It's so weird.
Make it feel motion sick.
What a mess.
I was trying to figure out earlier where we met. Was it Toronto?
No, it was in UK at the Guitar Show or something like that.
Oh my God. Was it? I thought it was in 2015, but that means it's probably 2014.
It was probably 2012, actually.
No, really?
Because my daughter was like real young at the time. She was just born, right? So we went to England in 2012 to pursue the music career. And so D'Addario Canada, there you go. D'Addario Canada had a booth at the guitar. I think it was the guitar. I don't know if it's called the London Guitar Show. I don't know what the name of it was.
I think that was it. Yeah, London Guitar Show.
And we were playing at their booth, playing the D'Addario strings.
Oh my God! Yeah, I remember.
And then you and Charlotte came out, and you just introduced yourselves to us, and then we just throughout the whole thing, we just stayed connected, and we stayed connected from there, right?
Man, I remember that now. That was wild. I remember coming into the room where all the stalls were. Everyone was like doing their shows, and it was you, your wife, and your daughter, and I'm pretty sure you were singing a Bob Marley song.
Yeah, more chances than not at that time. Yeah. No woman, no cry.
Yeah, I think that was it. But yeah, you sounded so great together. Oh my God, man, that was amazing. And your daughter was like kind of half singing along. I think she was on your shoulder or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, man, that was a long. And then who else was there? Do you remember a girl named Polly Money?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I met her then.
Hey, someone from Dubai is tuning in all the way from Dubai. What's up? Is it Greg? When
Hey, from Dubai.
What up, Greg? Yeah, Polly Money was there with her dad. Um, I don't know who else was there. Yeah, it was very, yeah, it's cool. It's cool times.
I can't believe that was 2012, man. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's definitely 2012.
I was also saying about the when we were in Toronto and we did the version of Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Mm. Is there audio? Is there a video of that still, or is it gone?
Oh man, I wish there was. I don't know who has it, but whoever the hell got it
Yeah,
needs to email it to me.
definitely could try.
Because yeah, I've got a photograph of us at the top of the stairs in that studio, but that's it.
We do it on the stairwell.
No, there was like
Oh,
a oh God, I can't remember what. I think it was like the South Toronto, and there was a studio that was up a flight of stairs, and then you turned right, and there was a big.
I
You
just,
are?
rec- I just recognized somebody, and I read her name wrong. I thought it was Janice Aqua, but it's Janissa. And sorry.
Don't go offending people on my show now, man.
Because of the names, there's no space. There's no period. There's no spaces. You got to read it, and then the first thing that stood out was Janice. But yeah, anyhow.
Yeah, man, I love that version we did. I wish we had a copy of it, to be honest.
You should ask the dude. I mean, if I don't talk to that guy. But
No, I can't even remember who we did it with or why we did it or
I thought
whatever.
it was with Tract.
It was with Tract, was it?
Yeah, I think they were. Well, it was Tract.
It
Actually, I
must
don't
have.
know. You know what? I'm friends with the guy who I don't know if he still works there though. One of the guys who the company was called. They changed their name to AB Marketing or something like that.
Okay.
Um, but did they record it or did we just do it at their facility? I feel like we just did it at their
No,
facility.
they like called in a favor and just used somebody
Uh,
else's video, and then we sat on the sofas and they videoed it.
I feel like I know it's Tract and we're in the AB studios and Tract was the one who was organizing that day, whatever that day was. I can't remember the whole point of that day.
All right,
Yeah,
well, I know who to track down now then.
yeah, so I think I can't remember his name, but I think that guy would have it, the Tract guy.
I think we might have a little bit of a shock when we watch that back, though.
Yeah. like good or bad, Sean.
I don't know. I was back when I had really long hair.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. Well, do you know what I watched just before you came on? I was watching back your NPR Tiny Desk.
Yeah. It's all right.
Dude,
It's all
like,
right. It's all right.
shut up.
I think, I think that like if in hindsight, there's things I would change about it. You know what I mean? I think that I'm not saying it's bad at all or anything like that, but I think that for the most part, I would think that the if the music sounded more like the record,
Hmm.
like I think people took some, and not in a bad way. Everybody, like literally, we went to DC. We all flew into DC, and the day before that, we rehearsed these songs. The only person who really like had it down like that was my drummer because we've been playing these songs. But the guy who played guitar, the guy who played bass, is kind of just that was the first time in DC, and then the next day we went to NPR and performed it. Right, so like they did a great job for that. You know what I mean? But like, but people want to hear what's on the record a lot of time. Not completely, but you know what I mean. I feel like there could be my sister
Yeah,
Jen,
yeah.
Yabo Parsons, and Dro Killer. I mean, someone who smokes a lot of weed, probably.
So, the guitarist and the bassist, did you know them prior to doing the NPR?
So the guitarist actually played on my record, my first record. He played on both records actually. So he played on Old Sweet Day. He didn't play the whole record. Frank Carter Reich, amazing guitar player, man. He's one of my favorite guitar players I ever met. Mason, what up, Mason? How you doing? And he played on my first record. He played on some of my favorite songs. Two great guitar players on that record. And so, but it's been a while since he played. Like these guys are session players, so they're playing thousands of songs, thousands of sessions. So like they're not like, even though he played on my record, he pretty like he on Old Street Day he just riffed that. Like there's no, it's not like charted out. He's just playing whatever he's playing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
a couple of years later, a few years later, he's not gonna remember. He has to relearn everything. You know what I'm saying? So he's still relearning it the day before. Robbie Crowell, he played in a band called Daretic. He's friends with he's from Canada. Robbie Crowell is from Canada, bass player. He's like a multi-instrumentalist. He plays like saxophone, drums, bass, piano. He plays everything, right? So he does a lot of session work in Nashville. Really, really talented dude. So these guys are like super talented dudes. I was probably the least talented person up there, right? But with all that said, I still think, like, you know what I mean? It's just like we learned the songs, we played them I mean, I knew the songs, but everybody else was playing them to the best of their recollection, and they did a great job for what it's worth. But sometimes you want to just, like, refine your song so tightly that, like, the song stands out more than the instrumentation. You know what I mean?
I totally.
Yeah.
I mean, both of us, I know you are, like, you're super critical of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it, you know, it sounded amazing. It really did sound great. I know what you mean, wanting it to be like the record. But I think that's kind of like the magic. You know, you perform so many live shows too. That, do you feel when you're playing a live show, are you trying to, I know often it's just you and Sean, right? It's just you and the two-piece.
Sure.
But you trying to the best of your ability to recreate the record, or do you feel more comfortable the live show being a separate entity from the record?
Well, like I haven't like, I do have an audience and I do have a following, but I haven't broken out yet. You know what I mean? So a lot of times someone might have heard one song or have heard me from somewhere, and they come to the shows. Or when I was on tour with Lauren Daigle, most of those people never heard me before. Like they're not there to see me. They're there to see Lauren, right? So you want to play the song close to the record because you're still introducing them to the song. Right. So like if it's my own show, a smaller show, depending on the song, I might take some liberties to change it up. But I try to stay close as possible because some songs people are hearing it for the first time. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I don't have the luxury that everybody knows all my lyrics, all my songs yet. You know what I mean? They'll come and they may came because they heard "Oh Sweet Day" or they may have heard a song on an advertisement or something, and like I like this guy, or they saw me on NPR. They only heard those 3 songs, or saw me on whatever. Only heard the songs they heard on that platform.
True.
And then you want to give them the song in a way where they can digest it, and then it's not too foreign from what they hear on the record if they choose to buy it. You know what I mean?
Not shocked and then go and listen to it elsewhere.
Yeah. So at some point, like when my career is more established, I guess, whatever that means, I will definitely try to like take more liberties and have more creative control into how the songs. Like there's songs that I already have from my record that I'm like, it's going to be played like this live now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
If you were to, so with that in mind then, if you were to say, change your sound slightly, or you decided that you were going to do something else slightly different with your sound, when you then went to play live shows, do you reckon you'd play something like All Sweet Day or some of stuff from that album in this new style because you feel like this is who you are now?
No.
So you'd still, even if you were like,
Yeah.
you went all synthy, which I know you wouldn't, but say you went all synthy, would you still go back to the acoustic and play All Sweet Day the same way?
I will always have an acoustic guitar in my hand, like, cause I'm not like a musician like that. You know what I mean? I'm a songwriter, singer. Didn't grow up with a musical background, so for me, the acoustic guitar is the simplest way for me to get my voice out. Like I consider myself more of a voice storyteller than a singer or even a musician, right? So All Sweet Day, that song's gonna. It's like I'm happy with how that song turned out. So it's like I'm gonna play it like that for people for as long as I can. The most I'll probably do with it is have some like an extended ending that kind of goes differently. But there's like a song on my record, my last record called "In Our Time," and it's kind of has a protest energy to it. And I did a little snippet on Instagram and Facebook shortly after the protests and riots happened. and I slowed it down all the way. Like it's more like a. So I slowed it down and like almost half timed it, right? And it created this like depth and this urgency and this heaviness to it that is like, that's the song now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's cool.
So I'll never play it live the other way ever again. You know what I'm saying?
That song you won't play like it is on the record.
Never again, never.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
It has a new meaning now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I wrote that song, I wrote it before any protest. You know what I mean? Like, I wrote it before any of that stuff was happening. Obviously, like, there was other situations in the world. Like, you know, they had the Tiki Torch dudes, and I may have even wrote it before that, because those songs were written 2008, before 2018.
Right.
So, like, it wasn't a response to any protest that was happening in the moment. You know what I mean? I just wrote it based off of the world. You know what I mean? And then when you read the lyrics now, they fit into what's been happening in 2020. You know what I mean? Like, to a T. You know what I mean? There's lyrics like, it was never meant to be the civilians against police, right? But when we used to play it, had this like up-tempo energy, which was cool while it lasted. But once I heard it the other way, it's like, nah, this is it. And like, mind you, like when I go into a studio, some people take a year to make a record, right? So they'll hone over songs, they'll record a song like 5 different ways. I never had the budget or the luxury to do that, right? So you're technically just, it's not the first idea that comes, you go with it, but you're kind of usually like, you set up an idea for a song, and then you go and you create that song, and then next song, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you may have been like, okay, maybe we didn't do this song. If we tried more options on the song, we didn't try to slow that song down in the studio. That was how we recorded it. I wrote it that way, at that tempo. We recorded it at that tempo, maybe a notch or two up, and then
yeah, I mean, if you were in the studio at that time, it was a fairly fresh song, and at that time, that's what felt right, then I think that's the best. There's always the risk, and we all do it, of way overthinking songs, whether we're writing them or recording them. And it's just like, it's a bane of so many people's lives. But that is really interesting, though, that like you say that you will now play that slowed down, because I think that's like, in the writing, recording process and performing process, if, you know, I feel like we're there for the song, and if changing it in a certain way is gonna make the message stronger, make the song better, then we should change it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, you know what I mean?
It's like, cause meanings evolve. Like, you ever read a lyric that you thought meant something, and then later on, something happens in your life, or you get to a point where like, oh, that's what it really means. Like, it means something else to you. Yeah, right. So whole songs can transform meanings based off of how the times you're living in. So that song, like that song, the whole energy changed for me. It was like, it became heavier. Like I don't know, a lot of people don't like. I think for a lot of people, especially black people, black men, that time period was a very heavy period. You know what I mean? With the whole George Floyd thing, politics aside, partisanism aside, whatever, all that stuff gone out the window. Just the feeling of the whole thing was just heavy for a lot of people. I talked to some people, and they just felt the same way. People that never expressed those kind of feelings. So as soon as I recorded that slowed down version, it was like, oh, like like I don't think there's anything wrong with songs transforming like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure I can't think of any popular songs that have done that, but I'm sure there are popular songs that like the artist had just changed and played differently. You know what I mean?
There must be. I mean, like the only classic person I can think of is Bob Dylan. Like he just completely changes everything.
Transforms him. Yeah. How you doing?
Well, I saw him play. It was a few years ago now, but like he can't play guitar anymore because of his arthritis in his hands.
Yes.
But he played "Blowing in the Wind" on the piano, and it was incredible. But it was kind of the same tempo, same melody, but it was like
piano,
50 octaves down.
Because I can't hit those notes anymore.
Then he played "Tangled Up in Blue" on the piano straight afterwards, and like he completely changed it so much that you couldn't recognize it at all.
Yeah.
But then it just got to the chorus. He was bashing out on the piano, and everyone was like, "What is he singing? What is he doing?"
Yeah.
And he went, "Tangled up in blue," and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It went nuts. Like, it was so good.
What's
But
up,
he's
Emma?
he's kind of the king of switching things up.
Yeah, like songs have life to them, and if you know the songs can change meaning, you know what I mean? Like that's a very plausible thing. You know, not like some people it goes too wild. Like I know people criticize Lauryn Hill for like changing her songs way too much to an unrecognizable state.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of understood what she was trying to do. Like she's trying to separate her. Like the consumer doesn't always realize that like we have attachments to these songs as writers, as artists who perform them. And if those attachments come from emotional moments, singing it the way you always sang it may not feel right. You know what I mean? So she was going through whatever she was going through. And I'm certain she wanted to separate herself from that whole energy. You know what I mean? And she changed all her songs, changed all her vibe. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's such a good point.
I'm sure it's deeper than that, but you know, like your songs a lot. Like this, we're not making like myself and yourself. We're not making cookie cutter commercial music that just you're pressing out for the charts. You know what I mean? That's just not what we do, and there's nothing wrong with that stuff. I love top 10 songs or whatever. There's no problems with that stuff. But we write our own music, and it's emotional. There's an emotional connection to what we're writing. So if we evolve and change, maybe that the vibe of that is going to change as well. So that's how I look at that stuff. You know what I mean? But there's certain songs that it's like, that's right. Oh Sweet Day. That's right, because I'm an acoustic dude, man. I love like acoustic everything.
Yeah,
is my choice. But I just like things. I just like things stripped down to the simplest form. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Third Eye Blind is a song that I will never change.
Yeah.
Live, like it'll always be the same, no matter how much the sound changes. I'll still get the guitar out and play that song. I played it first time round because it's just like it feels right.
Just feel right, yeah. It feels right. And that certain songs hit you like that. What up, Jero? 06, Jero 06.
You're getting better at this.
you got to give people their shout outs, you know, when they're on there.
Where are you based right now? Toronto?
Toronto, yeah.
Whereabouts?
How well do you know Toronto? I'm more on the East End-ish, like near. How well do you know Toronto? Runnymede, Royal York. What's up, KK Guitar?
By name, very well. I know Old Town, and then I know kind of like down by the tower, and then east of that, like the big park and like old.
Well, I'm more east of the CN Tower. What's up, Tori Beth? Yeah, more east of the more closer to Etobicoke. There's an area called Etobicoke, which is considered part of Toronto, closer to that side, closer to Mississauga, Brampton. Yeah, so I'm
Actually,
huh? You have no clue what I'm talking about, eh? Yeah. I'm gonna be heading out to Nashville.
hang on.
Where are you at, man? It's like a nice little studio here.
Oh yeah, this is my place.
That's great.
Thank you, man. Well, look at this, right? A friend bought me this, a map of Toronto.
Oh my gosh.
So whereabouts?
Are there any names on that map?
There are no names.
Okay,
so I guess this is the small airport, not the main airport.
Maybe it's okay. I don't know if it's gonna be your left or my left. If you go towards your left, not that far, a little bit of that. I can't do the yeah. So like maybe somewhere over there, like probably.
Oh, okay, so is the tower down here somewhere, right?
Not okay. No, that's wrong then. Because if that's a tower, then more left than that.
No, I'm sure the tower's here.
Oh, if the tower's over there, then yeah, where you were pointing is probably closer to where I was.
What,
so
over
left,
here?
No, left. Yeah, somewhere over there.
Okay.
Even a little bit lower than that. Yeah.
I mean, there is literally nothing on this map. What a useless map.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool though. I should know better. I should be able to call out. Who's that? What up, Ren? Colin? I can't say that name.
Oh, look at that. Hello from Dubai. Far too hot.
Ren's out here.
I bet it is. Oh man.
We got some of these names. Foy Quidis. I know I said that wrong, but what's up, man? We got
So
Ren. I'm gonna say first names. Foy, Ren, Greg. I missed somebody there.
it's a rabbit hole. You could just go mentioning people's names all day.
You know what I learned? It's nice to be recognized in these things because we're so disconnected that if you don't give people their shout outs, they don't feel connected to what's happening. You know what I mean?
These things can be crazy. Oh my God, you just, what does that say? The map is stripped down to the bare bones. Yeah, it really.
Yeah, they got nothing. They don't even have street names. They don't have like.
Not a funky map, but it's definitely a decorative map. There's a website where you can build and zoom in as close or as far away as you want, and you get one of those maps.
Yeah.
You change the color and everything.
That's great.
It's pretty cool. So, are you working on new music for yourself right now as well?
I've written a bunch of songs. I'm trying to stop writing because no, I'm not trying to stop writing. What's up, Camino Productions? Yeah, no. It's Portuguese for that's what
you said.
What I said. Not that's what she said. That's what I said. Okay. I played music with a guy who always said that's what she said all the time. It was a lot. But
too much.
So I've been writing been writing for a record that I was supposed to do in April. Everything shut down, so that didn't end up happening. Which is good in a way because it allowed me to go back and revisit some of the stuff I was writing and even write more songs.
Cool.
For this record. So I just have a bunch of songs that I'm going to take to Nashville to work with a guy named Paul Mayberry. He recorded Lauren's record. So we're going to do that record, and I'm just ready. So I dream music all the time. Like, I can't help it. Like, I'll just be sleeping and a melody comes into my head or a lyrics come into my head, and it can be in the weirdest ways. Like, if in my dream I'm listening to the radio, like a song will be playing on the radio, and I'm like, I'll in my dream I'll kind of start to wake up and realize that's not a real song, and then I'll wake up and grab my computer and sing it in a mumbly way into my computer.
That's so interesting. Oh my God.
A lot of those. Some of them are horrible. Some of them are great. I've turned into songs where like just me in the bathroom.
How many of them reckon have turned into real songs? Those like radio dream songs.
Oh man, a few of them. I have to go back to look at the songs and say, okay, this one was a dream. This one was a dream. You know what I mean?
That's so cool, man.
It's a lot more than you would think. Like, cause I don't like the way my brain works. My nickname. What up, Nina? How you doing? The way my brain works is like, what up, Lazel online?
Graham Lazel. How's it going, Graham?
The way my brain works is that like, why did this come? If I'm like, I have an obsessive mind, right? So like, if I'm playing a video game, let's say, right? I don't play a lot of video games, but every so often I'll find something on the App Store that I get obsessed with, right? I'll dream, and I play that too much. I'll dream about that video game. I'm not even lying. So like, when I'm submerged in music, music will be in my head all the time. So like, I've had moments. I'll give you a great example. I don't know if this song's gonna land on my record. I was in Nashville, and I had a dream that Sting was like, he was looking at me and he sang these lyrics, right? And it was like, I think like 5 o'clock in the morning. Woke up to this Sting singing these lyrics in my dream, and I'm like, is that a real song? It wasn't a real song. Wrote it down, and then it ended up being a song that I played for Paul Mayberry and Lauren Daigle on tour. Right, and you know, I just got them in a room and I played for them. They all loved it, and it's just something like that. It's just like, it's just weird, just dreamy kind of things, and you interpret it in different ways. And you know, sometimes I've had moments where I'll wake up in my dream thinking I'm awake, and I'll try to write the song down, but I'm still dreaming. And then I'll finally wake up and I'm like, oh shoot, like I didn't write it down, and then I'll forget the song. Right, like I've had moments where like I thought I wrote it down, but I'm still dreaming and don't wake up. Like I'm like, yeah, my mind is like Inception, man. Like I dream on too many levels, man. Sometimes it's like
incredible. You have such a vivid imagination.
It's exhausting though, man. Like,
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because you wake up and you gotta get the song and you can't go back to sleep. You know what I mean? But
I've
yeah,
got
like,
my bedside table. The top drawer is just full of sticky notes. Just
notes, yeah.
Full of sticky. Wake up in the night and like pop the Sharpie pen and just scribble some bullshit down, stuff it in the drawer. Yeah. Sometimes you wake up in the morning like, what the fuck wrote that?
Yeah, it's just like I try to record it because I'm not. You have a great musical mind, so you're gonna remember all your melodies and stuff. If
Oh,
I'm here. If I don't sing the melody, I'm gonna forget it, right?
right, yeah. No, I have to record the melody too. Every time I think I'm gonna remember this, an hour later I've forgotten it.
What up, Jesus Lover? Julie Matz, how y'all doing? Yeah, with any crowd, I think like people are like artists, like so. Foy Quidice, I'm sorry, I can't say it. He said that he feels that way with design, right? So like,
Yeah,
he probably just sees images and things and just patterns and like angles in his dream. You know what I mean? Like some
yeah.
people just are like that. You know what I mean?
It's yeah. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that either. But for if you
Foy,
do you draw out actual designs and then draw them down, let us know. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's
So
nuts.
like, some of them are great, some of them are bad. You know what I mean? But like, there's been a few songs that have turned into songs. Off the top of my head, I have to go back and look at like, oh yeah, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. He says yes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because it says,
That's
if
so
I feel
cool.
like certain people are, I think it might be like emotional people, like people who are like who carry like a lot of emotions, that kind of thing, probably have more dreams like that, where like you like
Hmm.
absorb things like that, and it stays with you when you're even sleeping. Or it just maybe because you're a light sleeper. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like me and my
I
wife.
get like super duper vivid dreams, but I don't think I've had any uh dreams that have turned into songs or like ideas that I'm like, yes, that's a song. Write it down. I don't think, but I have
Gil, huh?
bizarre vivid.
Yeah, but they might be so like you might not even realize. I'm gonna answer this question. You might not even realize you're dreaming music because maybe you're in such a deep sleep. Like I'll tell you, I'm gonna read this girl's comment and then I'll say,
Yeah.
do your dreams
Dreams
ever
ever
combine
combined.
existing songs with new bits or songs? Ooh, I think what's happening is, and this might be like so technical. Melody is melody, and music is music. So most songs come from the same places. There's like how many, you know what I mean? How many notes can you really go to? You know what I mean? There's not that many notes in the spectrum of notes. You know what I mean? There's not that many chords in the spectrum of chords. So you're probably pulling ideas from everything you've already heard in your whole life and creating something new in your dream. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, I've had songs where I've dreamt songs that sounded like old songs and I thought they were new songs, and I'll play them for my wife. I'm like, yo, look at this great new melody. And it's like, oh, she's like, that sounds just like that other song. You know, it sounds a little bit like that. I'm like, no, it doesn't sound like that. Right?
I've done that too.
What up?
Recorded something, played it, and just been like, "Wow, this is somebody else's."
Yeah. So, yeah, of course that's going to happen. You know what I mean? I had a teacher one time tell me how to remember your dreams. This is in high school. And she was like, Mrs. McCabe, I think her name was. She was an English teacher. And she was like, this stuck with me forever. She's like, if you want to remember your dreams, before you get up when you wake up in the morning, just lie there, right? Don't move, just lie there, and your dreams will come flooding back to you, right? So after she told me that, I tried that the next day, right? And I started remembering my dreams for ever since then. So now it's like a gift and a curse because I kind of,
No.
yeah, it was wild. Like she taught us. I don't know how she knew. I mean, maybe it's just a thing. Like you sit there, and then even now, so if I wake up in a rush, like I got to get up and then I go in the shower. The moment I'm calm, my dreams will start flooding back to me. I'm like, oh, I had like, you know what I mean. So if I'm in the shower, I'll, like, so I think like everybody's always dreaming, right? Your mind is always processing information like that, or sorting out information in your brain.
Mhm.
I know this is not about music, but if the question is, are you retaining or remembering that dream? The gift of that is like you have cool dreams and cool things happen in your dreams and songs and ideas come up. The curse of it is when you remember your dreams, you're creating double the memory in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that's kind of something that worries me when I get older. Am I gonna have like all these memories in my brain that like some of them I know are real, some of them, you know what I mean? Like who knows? I don't know.
What?
That's
So
some
you're repeating things over and over again.
yeah.
Oh
Oh, there
man.
it is. I don't know. I don't know why it does that. I think it's like trying to follow my face if I move a little bit. All right, let's get
That's
this.
wild, man. I can't believe that you dream dreams like that with music. That's so cool.
I'm a dreamer, man. Like, and not in no cliche way. Like, I love dreams. I love interpreting dreams.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. Let me fix this. All right, there we
You know, you said you're going to go to Nashville to record new songs when you can.
go.
You know when that'll be?
Yeah, like August 1st.
Oh, wow, that's soon.
Yeah. This is so stupid.
That was class. Oh, God.
These technologies, like, they're supposed to make your life easier, and then they just like, I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah, August 1st. Hopefully everything goes well at the board. I'm flying over, so they've
Sure.
allowed us to fly over without any problems. You can't drive across the border. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, this is getting out of hand. Um, you can't fly across. You can fly across the border, but you can't drive across the border. So I'm
Okay.
gonna be for 2.5 weeks about and just bang out these songs. I've been ready to record music, but I'm so glad that we had this break because nice not coming. I'm so glad that we had this break so that I can just. I've written some in the past few weeks. I think I wrote 2 songs that are like, okay, this has to be on the album. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to whittle it down to 10 songs, but I have like almost 30 songs that I'm trying to like divide. There's some that are gonna make it, and some that you're like, nah, we'll see. And then it's kind of like some might shine when you produce, like when it's produced, and like, oh, this is it, right? Suze says, so to avoid repetition, what's your go-to for new inspiration? Ooh, Dan, you wanna take that one? How do you avoid repetition?
Um, I try
Great
not to
question.
worry about it too much in the songwriting process because you learn over time that, you know, when it comes to producing it, like you said, things can change a lot. So even
Yeah,
if you've written 2 songs on an acoustic guitar, for me
take
at least,
time.
I know that like a few songs that were on my album were very folky acoustic, and by the time they came out the other end of production and were on the album, they were played on a synth with like a hip hop drum beat. Um,
So how do you avoid repetition with melody?
I've never had that problem actually. Yeah, I think the
How do you avoid like okay? Because sometimes when people write music, we often go to the easiest option. Like there's so many slow folk songs because that's the easiest option. Play a chord and then you sing to that chord, and a lot of songs sound like that when you first start writing. And people underestimate the difficulty is to write an up-tempo, energetic song. Like that's very hard to do sometimes. A good one, right? You know what I mean? What up, Shannon? How you doing? So like, do you find like once you get in a song, like you have a whole new melody, or that like, what if you hit a melody, they're like, ooh, this sounds like an old song I wrote, or like, what do you
I
do?
can go forever making melodies. I find melodies really easy because I just really enjoy them. So I can make a billion melodies for the same 3 chords, but it's changing those chords and going to do things that I haven't done before, which sometimes I find difficult. Because like you said, when you sit down to write a song, you want to be in a comfortable space where you can let
Yeah,
your ideas flow. And quite often that means just jump into the same 3 chords just so that you feel comfortable. So that's where I've been using this a lot more to write the organ
yeah,
because it just makes a huge difference. Like being
exactly.
mainly a guitarist, going to then bash on the keys
Yeah,
completely changes the way you write the
yeah,
songs. It's
yeah. You know what? It's funny. I don't know if you can see. I have that. I don't have that beautiful thing. I'm not a piano player by any means, but I've been using the piano more to get away from the guitar, right? Like,
yeah,
I'll go right back to the guitar, but like to find something different, or to I think the piano, and I forget her name, Suze. The piano has I don't know what instrument you play with. The piano has helped me work out new melodies as well, right?
yeah.
Like just kind of like avoid going to the same melody because I'm a very simple guitar player, so sometimes you hit the same chords and they all sound the same eventually. But when you go on the piano, you can like hone out different things a little more easier and
And
find melody.
when you're on the piano to accidentally stumble on something you like.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Yeah.
Like on the guitar, it's so hard to just stumble on a chord and be like, "Ooh, what's that?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got. I realize we're quickly running out of time, but I have a bunch of questions, like
Yeah, go for it.
people sent, so maybe we can do some of them.
Sure, yeah. And if anybody has any questions in the chat, go for it. Chaz, what's up? How you doing?
We got there's a bunch, man. What's your? This is interesting. What if you had one? What's your biggest? Wow, I can't believe this is my job moment so far in your career. Has it been one of those?
Oh, I think I've been like blessed to have a few of those moments. I think I'll give you 3 moments for that. NPR Tiny Desk was like, wow, this is real. This is the real deal. When I played Radio City Music Hall, and awesome. the person who organized that, who was organizing the production manager of the Radio City Music Hall, came up to me and says, "Man, I've seen all kinds of people perform here. Lizzo just played here not too long ago, and she sold this place out. He's like, you're next." Like, he literally said that to me. He's like, "I've seen everything. You're next," right? I was like, "Oh," like, and he wasn't gassing me up. He was just like a straight New York. He was a New York dude. You know what I mean? Like, honest dude. And he's like, "Man, you got something, man." So that was more like, whoa. And then playing Red Rocks. You know what I mean? With Lauren Daigle, that was like the pinnacle of everything I've done. I don't think anything can top that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, everything's downhill from that.
That's my dream too, man. Red Rocks. Oh my god.
Ashton's wife Jones. I like that. Going to do something not as familiar or strong to find new material. Absolutely. Yeah. Changing the environment, Suze. Changing the environment is important. Sorry, just reading her comment.
Yeah.
That is for me. Those are the 3 moments where I can think about the top of the head where I was like, whoa, this is real. You know what I mean? Like,
I saw your the session you did as well, like at Red Rocks, like around the corner with the Red Rocks in the background, and it was just you and Sean, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was like Red Rocks is a big area. You know what I mean? And there's like parts where there's a concert area, and then there's the walkway area. So they took us down this trail into this area, and they had the setup. So yeah, that was kind of cool. That was when I watched back, I just remember like we did all that in one day. Like we did. So that day we had that session. Then we had to do sound check. And then we went to a rehearsal because we brought in a guitar player for the first time.
Oh my god!
And we almost missed that show, right? And we were like, I won't go into the whole story. It's a long story that I tell at my shows, but like we almost missed that show. So that was one of the most surreal days. And just thinking back, like, oh my gosh, like we almost missed Red Rocks. Like we literally got to the stage with 5 minutes before we were on, right? Got back to it. Yeah, I would have been so embarrassed. How you doing, Rebecca? 7 NAC. How you doing? 7 NAC. I don't know. Yeah, man. So that's it. That's the answer to that question.
Okay. This is an interesting one. Do you have a music community around you, and if so, how important is that to you?
Honestly, I don't. I find myself to be like a soloist in a lot of ways, which is like, it's good and bad. Like I envy people who have music communities around them. You know what I mean? I think they are so vital. I've seen so many careers flourish. But I've always been kind of this guy who's got along with everybody. Like, I've always been popular in school and whatnot, but I've always had this part of me that just had to be by myself all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
shit. Sorry, man. We got 20 seconds. They're gonna cut us off.
Oh, it's an hour. I mean, let them cut it off. That's cool. You want to like? Is it literally just an hour now?
It's an hour. We got 10 seconds.
Yeah, but we started over and started over again, remember? So we didn't start right on the top.
Okay, well, I'll save this one and you can jump back.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You're gonna lose everybody though.
We'll see.